Hi Daniel, right, step in, just have a quick chat with you.
No. It's alright here.
Okay. In that case, what it is, we've had a report in regards to you causing distress to your neighbours last night.
Last night?
Banging on the walls, banging on the doors.
How did I do that?
Say again, sir?
How did I do that?
I don't know, that's just what the accusation is. That's what I've come to speak to you about.
By who?
By your neighbours.
Which neighbours? Sorry?
That side.
No.
No? Well, that side.
So you're telling me I caused distress to both neighbours?
No, to a neighbour. Have you caused any distress to any neighbours? You been banging on the walls or anything?
No.
No, okay.
I went to knock at the doors.
Okay, so
last night.
Around there, yeah. And what was
At
that?
the doors.
Yeah.
And then that's about it.
Okay.
They didn't open.
So what? Why were you knocking on next door?
Because of I wanted to talk to the guy, but he didn't open.
How come? Because they're saying they're having issues with you at the moment.
Relating to what?
So you banging on the doors and walls.
I knock at their door.
Yeah.
That's not the walls.
Still not knocking at the door then. So
Yeah.
last night.
I didn't bang on the walls. I knock at their door.
Why were you knocking on the door then?
Because I wanted to talk to the husband.
Okay.
Why is that?
What
Issue
about
related to the gas poisoning.
the what?
I knock at the door. Issue relating to the gas poisoning. That's why I wanted to talk to him. Yes.
The gas.
Poisoning.
Gas poisoning.
Yeah.
What gas poisoning?
Relating to the guy. I already reported to 101. If you check with you on the police.
Oh, when your boiler wasn't working a few months ago. What's that got to do with next door? They've got on a completely different gas boiler, gas system to yourself.
No. It's not about gas boiler, gas system to myself. What they hate is what you call it. Whenever I'm sleeping upstairs, my window is open. They put that thing on. The steam comes there.
Yeah.
And whenever you're sleeping, you start having what you call it, throat problems and all that. So I talked to them.
That's a condensing boiler.
Yeah.
What will come downstairs will be steam.
Yeah, that's steam.
Water.
Yeah, that's steam. While I'm sleeping, it does that. I talked to them on numerous occasions. I reported to you on 101. No one did anything about it.
Why are you reporting steam on 101?
No,
do you think
it's
the
not
police are
steam.
here to police steam from next door?
No, sir.
Well,
Okay,
why are you
I'm
phoning
not
us
saying
then?
that.
Because that's what it is.
No.
It's steam.
Look, guys. I reported to you on 101.
But why?
Nothing, because it's an issue to me.
But it's
not a
but it's not
criminal
a police
matter.
issue, a criminal matter, or any concerns because it's steam from
Steam
an
from
outlet
it.
on every house across the entirety of the country.
No.
It's steam.
That's fine. I'm not saying it's not steam.
Well, why are you phoning
I'm not
us then?
disputing that. I have reported it to you.
Why?
Nothing, because of an issue that has been going on with the neighbor. Say that's all.
What issue? This is what we're trying to solve.
With the gas issue.
That's not gas,
Not
that's
gas,
steam
it's
coming
steam.
out of the
Hang on.
boiler.
Have you gone to the house and complained about it? That I have already complained to 101.
I've been to deal with you banging on the door next door.
I didn't bang on the door. I knocked at
on
the door.
but
Exactly.
They've had issues with you before and they're scared.
Relating to what?
If you
what
post
issue?
notes through saying that they're spying on you.
Why didn't they respond to me?
Because they're scared. That's
They
why
scared?
They us. Yes.
They scared?
Yes.
You joking, right?
No, does this look like a joking face?
No, sir. Because you cannot tell me they scared. They talk to me all the time. He came to talk to me. He came and knocked at my door on few occasions. Wasn't I scared?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know if you were scared, do I? I'm only going on what they're saying, and what I'm trying to do is mediate here between both parties, so you both leave each other alone.
Fair enough.
Okay, no more knocking on their door. If it's steam coming from their boiler, it is not a police issue. If anything, it's a housing association issue, which I doubt will be resolved because it's steam coming from a condensing boiler. You may need to move to you. If you've got a bedroom at the back, you've got a spare room at the back where you can put a bedroom, that may be a solution then. If you are concerned about steam coming into your window, maybe moving your bedroom from the front to the back so the steam doesn't come into your bedroom might be a solution.
Are you really telling me that?
Yes.
Well, you're really phoning the police over steam, so yes. You're phoning us constantly over absolute nonsense and expecting us not to turn up at your door and then complaining when we do.
When was the last time I phoned
The
you?
last time you phoned us was last week, but previously it was around 3 or 4 times a week.
Last week,
over things that are actually
When was it?
not of a police matter, of no concern whatsoever to the outside world, and you're posting notes through next door.
I didn't inform you last week.
That they are spying on you. Which
That
most
was done
definitely aren't.
4 months ago. That letter. 6 months ago, in fact.
It was March.
Exactly.
So, the fact that you've done that in the first place, and then
So if I have a problem with a neighbor, what's the first things you do, say?
What is your problem with the neighbour? Steam.
No, if I have a hang on. If I have a problem with a neighbor, what's the first things you do?
Did you have an
speak to the
actual
neighbour.
problem?
Thank you, and that's what I've done. Was that wrong?
Scared, at which point they then phone us.
You cannot tell me they're scared. You have not gone into that house, me reporting to 101, and you have not done anything into
Why would you do
investigating.
anything about steam coming into your house?
Hang on, say. It's not just him coming into my house.
What
Have you gone into the house and investigated? Have you been into their house actually and investigated?
What do you want me to investigate?
No. I'm asking. Have you ever been into their house and investigated? What I've reported to 101.
It's not for me to disclose whether I've done any active investigations in any of your neighbours' houses. That would be a
That's
massive
it.
breach of all sort of data protection legislation. I can't tell you of any ongoing criminal activity or criminal investigations going on in anyone's house throughout England and Wales or Scotland or probably internationally.
Where have I met you before?
I've arrested you at the back of a property in Shelton. I came in here a few months ago.
No, you not arrested me, sir. You arrested my friend, Lamore.
I arrested you for being on a closed premise, then de-arrested you because we didn't have the facilities to take you to custody.
But you didn't arrest me. You
I
arrested
went on you,
Lamore.
didn't they? Yeah, and then
The other officer with you was the one, because you were having an altercation with Lamore.
altercation we both have inside a property in Shelton that neither of you should have been in.
Whose property was it?
We still don't know to this day.
You still don't know?
No, because you couldn't tell me, could you? You couldn't tell me whose property
It's our
it was.
friend property.
You couldn't even give me a name.
Whose name?
Whoever was supposed to be in that house. So at that time, I had suspicions that you weren't there unlawfully.
So why did you de-arrested me then if I was there unlawfully?
Because I resolved the issue and used my discretion. I did not have the facility to take you and your friend into custody.
So if I was there unlawfully and then you de-arrested me,
Okay.
that doesn't materialize, does it?
The necessity test went when we ascertained what your name and address was, and it was decided it wasn't in the public interest to go along with any sort of prosecution over that matter. I.e., we solved the problem at that time.
Guys,
Okay, we're here about
but
this neighbour
please,
issue, aren't
no,
we?
that's fine. I get it.
Okay.
But tell me this: has
No more
anything
no
with
more contact with your neighbour.
has anything
Okay.
to do with
No more phone
neighbor
with the police.
been investigated?
Say again, sorry?
Has anything that I called you regarding to neighbor been investigated?
Fairly certain from the jobs I've read, and I haven't read them all because you do call an awful lot. I haven't
Then
searched
rest
myself,
my case, please.
and I'm not sure about my colleague here because he'll speak for himself shortly, I'm sure. I personally have not seen you make any complaints about your next door neighbour for me to investigate.
Say that again.
Certainly nothing criminal. Certainly nothing worth phoning the police over.
So I did make a complaint, and you are saying you have not sent anything.
Not me personally, but there is a few thousand police officers who work in Staffordshire Police, several hundred of who work in the city. So I do not see every single job that comes on in Shelton.
I think the first thing you should have done is go through all the
I'm not
complaints
going
that
through
I
all
made.
the complaints
Hang
that you
on,
made.
I have personally,
ridiculous
as a
amount.
local officer, I have gone through every single complaint you've made. I have not found
Under what?
on any single one of those a reason why you should have phoned the police. Full stop.
And what is your name?
PCSO Holmes 8457.
Okay. And you have gone through my 01 calls complaint as
Go
a...
through every single job that comes in on Shelton. So every job that comes in from this address,
So
any incident that comes in the street,
all
every
the
complaint-
101 complaints that I made.
101, 999, anything around that, anything that comes in
Say.
the local area,
Say.
I end up overseeing.
Say.
And I am yet to see one instance out of the
Many.
vast amount that have been called in over the last certainly few months that have been deemed worthy to actually phone the police in the first place, because nothing is worth an investigation from what we've seen so far. We're here, we can quite happily be here to assist you if you have any concerns regarding any mental health concerns, any paranoia, any anxiety, any other issues. We can quite happily signpost you to other agencies. However, I know Paul Washington, another colleague of mine, has been around previously, had quite a good conversation with him on the doorstep, and then immediately we got a phone call later on regarding not wanting to turn police to the address. When you call, we will turn up at your house.
But
Do
I
not
didn't
phone
call.
us,
How did
and
you
then-
call? How
do
did you
not
turn
phone
up?
us and then tell us not to. Today, we are here regarding mediation between yourself and next door. At this time,
So why didn't you write a letter in that
at
regard?
this time, you have absolutely no reason to be going knocking on next door. Any concerns you have with neighbour, phone in through Sanctuary and speak to the Housing Association. I have no issue with that.
Fair enough. But have you investigated anything that I called on
Have you
one?
accused
Can
anything?
say.
That's all.
Have you come?
Can
have
I-
you
can I
reported anything
please?
to us that
Hang on,
requires
please.
police involvement, though?
You're not letting me talk, and unless we are all singing, then we just going around in riddles, aren't we?
Go on then.
Honestly, you said you are relating to Paul Washington.
Now, I said you have had a conversation on the doorstep with Paul Washington.
How did you know?
Because he's my close colleague I work with in Shelton. So,
And I had
across the team
a
was
conversation.
constant.
How?
We had a conversation on the doorstep with him, I believe, or possibly inside the property. And
Wow.
then later on, had a long conversation on the phone.
So,
with him.
so
It didn't really do
first of all, nevertheless, that's not all the information. It's false accusation information. What you're saying to me about Paul Washington, because I didn't
Because you've had a
say.
conversation with him.
Say.
It's not an accusation at all. You have had a conversation with him. It's been documented.
Fair enough. Being documented with everything that I've reported to you on 101. Have they ever been investigated or be referred to the proper department? Yes or no?
I don't know what you want us to investigate. If it's
Say-
not reporting
say.
criminality or concerns for safety or anything that the police has a statutory duty to investigate or to deal with, I don't understand what you want us to do. Most of the stuff you've reported, you've been told, is for your housing association to deal with, not the police.
So if it's not housing association or not the police, and then you are here on the matter that I've been causing distress to neighbor and they have not complained to Sanctuary, that don't matter. That doesn't make sense, does it?
Well, they're also doing that as well.
Wow. By
Stay
all
away from
means.
your neighbour.
Is that a
Stop
threat?
phoning us over things that aren't a police.
Are you threatening me?
No, I'm advising you, as an intermediary on this point, I'm advising you to stay away from your neighbour.
Are you threatening me now?
No, it's an advisory.
At my doorstep?
It's an
Yeah, we're
advisory.
here to speak to you, aren't we?
Huh?
Which is what we've
It is an
done.
advisory. Stay away from your neighbour. It is advice.
Advice.
To ensure that this doesn't
Have you
go any
investigated any 101
Have you
complaint
made
that I
any
made
claims?
against
further.
those
Have you made
neighbors
any
to you?
claims that warrants investigation from a policing body?
Yes.
Looking through
101, everyone.
No,
I have made
because
them.
you phone 101, it doesn't mean the police will deal with your issue. They may well signpost you to more appropriate agencies. Out
Which
of the
are?
out of the incidents that you have called in, I cannot recall over the last few months one that has actually warranted any variety of police investigation.
So
Because there
what
no
is warranted
criminal,
to a
no
police
concern of safety.
investigation?
Sorry?
What is warranted to a police investigation?
Certainly not what you've been phoning to us.
What is warranted to a police investigation?
Crime,
Involving what?
a range of things.
Give me 5 of them, see,
5.
please. Say.
Murder, arson, rape, shoplifting, and
Being found on enclosed
there we
premises.
go, being found on a closed premise.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Which one of them I have dealt with you, found in closed premises. You de-arrested
1824
me.
Vagrancy Act.
Hang on. You de-arrested me at my friend's address. You arrested Lamo and then de-arrested me. Then you turn up here again. On the other basis, everything that I have asked you to be referred as to IOPC themselves, that everything that I've been reporting to you have not been properly recorded, have not properly investigated, have not properly been dealt with.
I'm not quite sure.
Can
what
I
you want us to investigate there.
hang on. Can I finish?
If we hadn't properly had them actually documented, I wouldn't be able
You
to
said
see
you
them.
look at them, all of them. How can you say they've not been properly documented?
You're telling me it's not been properly documented. I wouldn't be able to see it if it wasn't.
How
I'm
would
not the one on the
you?
end of the phone getting the phone call, so I can read.
So
the
how
incidents
did you
typed
look at
verbatim
them?
from you on our systems, which is where our dispatch and incident logs come in from? How do you think we get dispatched out to incidents?
Okay, so look, a lot of things don't make sense. I don't want to have an altercation with you or disrespect
Oh, there's definitely
with
going to be
you.
an altercation.
You know-
It's an advisory visit.
Say
I'm going to
advisory
close
visit.
it as we are now. Please stay away from
Advisory
your neighbours.
visit.
We will contact Sanctuary
Don't
Housing. We'll
threaten
try
me,
and
sir.
force me. That is not a threat.
It's a threat.
Advisory. There's
What's
zero
the threat
threat.
there?
It is a threat.
How
is
does
the
the threat
threat?
work?
Do not do that. That's a threat.
My hands are in my pockets.
No,
I
not
can't
you,
get
say.
any less.
No,
I mean,
I'm not saying you are not threatening.
Do not
Don't turn things
contact
around,
your
please.
neighbour because you have no reason to do so.
Have you investigated the report that I reported about the neighbors?
which one of any police...
If you have looked at the record
Yes.
that I made to 101
Then tell
course,
me.
hang on, say, please, you talking, can I talk, please? Please.
But you're going around in circles.
Please, no, I'm not going around in
because you
circles.
are not giving us any actual...
I'm asking,
information
hang on,
to
I'm asking you,
investigate.
hang on. Have you investigated any complaint that I have made about neighbors to 101 calls?
I'm not saying you've made any complaints about your neighbours to 101.
Can you call 101 and confirm if I have never called them and reported about the neighbors?
I'm not doing that.
That will confirm
Why would
what
I
you are
phone
saying.
101?
Because that will then confirm.
We can research on the systems. There's no issues with that.
You see that? That's the camera looking here, and they know that you are here from 101. They can confirm as well that you are here. So, call them.
There's no camera there at all.
Go side to these officers, and you'll see the camera.
That's a camera controlled by Revamp Place. Their CCTV system covers the inside boundaries of their fence line. It has nothing to do with us.
So you're
It's
letting
it's
know
by
all
the
that.
owner who owns Merchie at the bottom end.
We're just going around in circles. My colleague's already said, stay away from your neighbours. That's the end of the matter. Words of
So
advice.
if I have a problem with neighbor, what should I do, sir? Can you tell me?
Yeah, phone sanctuary.
And why did Sanctuary phone them?
I can't speak to other people, Daniel.
Wow. Wow. Jesus.